Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Are you ready? Are you ready to see my big scratch? I know. It's really bad. I know. You can barely look at me. There's a tiny little scratch on my lip. I know, it's hideous. It's awful. Last night, I know. Last night during Godforged, Sherlock, I don't know what bee crawled up his ass, but it was so bad. He was jumping up on my desk over and over and over again, going all over my desk, almost knocking over my camera twice. I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was driving me crazy. So it got to the point where when he jumped up, I would immediately just pick him up and put him back on the ground, and kept doing that over and over and over again. And at one point when I picked him up, he flailed and scratched my lip. And it was right before I needed to take a turn in Godforged. And so I got up to walk away because I was like, that felt like it hurt. I got up to walk away and heard, it's your turn, basically. And had to come back and be like, guys, my cat just sliced my lip open. And everyone was like, your lip is bleeding. I was like, I know. I would love if someone else could take their turn for me. That would be so great. It stung. It stung for so long because, like, cat claws are no joke, right? And especially Sherlock, we don't trim his claws super often because he's such a baby about it. So, I know. I wasn't going to be on camera today because of what's going on. But look! And good news, look at her big wound. It's all growing back in. It's looking good. She hasn't been licking it. I'm so proud of you. You're doing such a good job. Good girl. Yay. No donut. Yeah, she's donut free since 93. So I guess I could have said 2023 and it still would have rhymed. I just dropped the ball is what happened there. But then, when we went to my mother-in-law's house for the roast, they have a cat named Frank, who is a huge Maine Coon kitten. He's a kitten and he's already way bigger than Watson is, right? Like he's so big and I love him. And every time I go to their house, they're like, Frank is such a piece of shit, this cat. He's getting into everything. He's ruining everything. He's knocking over everything. He's trying to eat all the food. And I'm like, Frank, you mess. I love you, right? So at one point, they were trying to go from one room to another. And they were like, we need to make sure that Frank doesn't follow us because we're all eating right now and he's going to be a nightmare. And I was like, it's fine. I'll hold on to him, right? And he was totally fine at first. And then I picked him up. I pick him up a lot, and he was fine with that. But I held him for like a little too long, and he started to flail the way that Sherlock flails when I try to clip his nails. So I picked him up, and I was holding him like this, and eventually he was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and just started like doing the thing cats do where they try to like gain purchase on your body to like pull themselves out of your arms. And I was like, ow, dude. So I haven't looked at my shoulder, actually. No. He bit my shoulder as well. So I was like, I wonder if there's anything on my shoulder. There isn't, though. But he scratched, like, right inside of my elbow, and it stung so bad. I was like, what is going on today? What is going on in here with these cats? Unreal. It's fine. Classic Frank. What a butthead. I love it because Frank is my sister-in-law's cat. and she is fully like, Frank could be peeing on someone's food and she'd be like, well, what did you guys do to make him do that? Like, she's so fully like cat mom at this point. Like, her mom will be like, Frank did this, and she'll be like, don't blame Frank. She's like, I literally watched him do it. It's so funny, dude. It's so good. I'm like, that's right. Frank is baby. Frank is the baby boy in this house, and he can't do anything wrong as far as my sister-in-law is concerned. It's hilarious. So everybody else in the house is constantly like, Frank, this fucking cat, you know. Sounds like he's the youngest. He is, yeah. He is the newest animal in my sister-in-law's life. For any of you who have heard me talk about my sister-in-law, she is a big animal fan. She has lots of them. Lots and lots and lots of animals. So, yeah. They're all babies. They're all her babies. And none of them can do anything wrong. It's true, my youngest cat can do no wrong. My youngest cat is Watson, and she does stuff wrong all the time. And she's a mess. But to be fair, she was a baby. She was my baby girl 9 years ago, you know. Hi. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. But hey, you're doing great. We've had 0 pee incidents in quite a while. We've been leaving doors open and just kind of chilling to see what happens. No peas. Huh. Yeah. And the steroids are obviously working because our hair is grown back in and we're not licking it. Fantastic. Very excited for her. And she might be looking at a future with a catio, you know? So, like, what the fuck do these cats have to complain about, really? Oh, Jimmy, what's up? That sounds fun. Nice chill family day watching TV. My 2-year-old cat Taco is adorable and snuggly, and other times he's a monster. That's kind of how I talk about my child, my human child. I'm like, yeah, this is Clarky. She's basically my best friend in the whole wide world. I love her so much. We get along amazingly. And then the next day I'll be like, this is Clarky. She's my mortal enemy. We've never had a good conversation in our lives. All we do is fight. Just parent things. Yeah, poor Clarky was not feeling very well yesterday. Any of you who are here for Sunday Morning Dooger, you know, I was talking about how she was just very, like, clingy, did not want to leave the house with Sam. They got everything done that they needed to get done, but Sam was like, yeah, she's not really herself. And then we went over to have food. She didn't eat anything. We were like, is she okay? But, like, by the time it was bedtime, she ate a bunch of food at home, went to sleep, woke up at like 4 a.m. this morning and talked my ear off. So I was like, I think you're fine. Keep in mind that when she went to bed last night, Sam was like, we'll see how you're feeling in the morning, honey. You know, if you're not feeling very well, if you've got a fever or something, you don't have to go to school tomorrow. And Clark was like, okay. Woke up at 4, talked to me until it was time for us to actually get up, and then was like, do I have to go to school? I was like, yeah. Yeah, you do. Actually. But I don't want to go to school today. I was like, I understand. But I think we can all agree, looking at the facts right now, that you are fine. I promised her I would keep my phone nearby, that I would make sure, you know, that I had everything near me in case somebody was like trying to get a hold of me because something went wrong with her at school. I was like, I promise I've got my phone. If someone needs to call me, I will, you know, I will answer it. I will come get you. Don't even worry about it. And she was like, okay. My eldest is 100% like that too. Yeah, because like she legitimately was obviously not feeling good yesterday, right? And so Sam and I were both like, okay, we'll you know, we'll play it by ear. We'll see how she sleeps tonight. We'll see how she is in the morning. But like, if this kid wanted to be like, I still feel terrible, she really shouldn't have woken up as early as she did and be like, Mommy, did you know that a phoenix is a firebird, and the firebirds, they grow old and old and old and then they die, but then they come back as babies? And I was like, yeah, they do. She was like, yeah, are all of them on fire? I was like, I think so, honey. That was what I woke up to, was a big Q&A about what phoenixes are and the finer details about what a phoenix is. And then she was like, Mommy, in one of my games, they talked about peafowls. And I was like, okay. And she was like, is a peafowl the same as a peacock? I was like, I don't know. She was like, I think that maybe it is, but I think maybe the boy peafowls and the girl peafowls look different. I was like, they might, honey. And she was like, sometimes birds look different depending on if they're boy birds or girl birds. I was like, that's very true, honey. I would love to go back to sleep. I love you so much, and I'm so happy for your interest in birds that has suddenly befallen you the second you woke up. But like, I need to sleep more. I'm begging you, please. Yeah, literally, like, woke up at 4 a.m. Just, I'm thinking about birds, dude. I need to talk to somebody about birds. Normally, if she wakes up at like, because normally we get up around 6:45, and that gives us plenty of time to like eat, get dressed, and be out the door when we need to. But you know, a lot of times she'll wake up at like 6, and my rule is, if you woke up early, that's totally fine, but I'm not letting you like watch a thing or play a thing unless you get dressed, because the second that you start watching a thing, it's game over, right? And it's gonna be a nightmare trying to get you dressed. So like, go get dressed, go brush your teeth, come back to me, and then you know, you can occupy yourself with something. This morning, that was not happening. She was like, no, I don't want to get up because I'm cold. I was like, that's totally fair. Then you're gonna have to just lay there, I guess, and talk to the ether about birds. I guess that's what we're doing, because she sleeps anywhere between 10 and 12 hours. Normally it's more like 10, because she'll fall asleep between 7 and 8 and then normally wake up around 6 or 7. So it's kind of hard to tell. It is cold. That's true. And our boiler busted again. Thank God they told me how to reset it. Sam was like, it's really cold in the house. I was like, it is really cold in the house. And then I went into Clark's room and I was putting her to bed and I was like, it is cold in your room. She was like, I can't tell because I'm sick and I feel like shit. And I was like, that's so fair. And I went to look at the boiler and it said error in giant letters. And I was like, Thank God they told me how to fix this. Yeah, look, my father-in-law super into birds. My dad super into birds. It's genetic. You know. It skips a generation, but it makes sense that she's super into birds now. Mm-hmm. No, it was Sherlock. Sherlock's the one that scratched me. And it was on accident. I'm just giving him guff, but yeah, exactly. See? And now Clark, if she decides to have children, um they're all going to be really into foxes and mushrooms. This is the cycle. This is how it goes. This is how it works. So yesterday I was being asked whether or not I had ideas for my future office and how I want to decorate it, and I said yes, but I don't want to go into detail about it because the second I do, then it'll be like there'll be a lot of pressure to actually make it look like that, and I won't actually do it. So I haven't said anything on stream about exactly what I'm doing, but I was explaining it to Sam, and I was telling him like kind of the idea of what I wanted to do. And this is the only nugget you'll get, but he looked at me and he was like, "You are really into mushrooms." I was like, "That's true. Yeah." I pretended not to be when we first got together because you hate them so much, Sam, but you know, what are we going to do? Yeah, interests. Just skip generation. Yeah, Sam. Sam hates mushrooms. Hates them. This is why I've never, like, I look at a lot of videos and things about growing mushrooms, but I haven't ever bothered to, like, really study inoculation practices or anything like that because he hates them. He's tried so many different types. They can be hidden in things and it's fine, but, like, if he can really taste them, he is not happy and he doesn't like the texture, which is a lot of people's problem with mushrooms. So, he doesn't like mushrooms. He doesn't like them. And thus, because he doesn't like eating them, he doesn't really have any sort of, not that you have to eat mushrooms to enjoy like them aesthetically, but you know. Yeah, oh my gosh. I keep thinking to myself, because like I used to, where I went to college, there was a little farmer's market and there was a lady there that grew all different types of mushrooms, and I would buy lion's mane from her because she would just sell like huge packets of lion's mane, and I loved it. And I was watching a video the other day where somebody was growing lion's mane in like one of those bags. And I was like, I could grow lion's mane just for myself, right? I'm jealous of people who can go out picking and know what they all are. Yeah, I would not pick my own mushrooms. I don't know enough about it. I'm very interested in like taking a foraging class. I think that would be super cool. That would be very fun. But mushrooms are one of those things where, like, you have to be absolutely sure, because the potential to make yourself sick, your family sick, is so high, you know? Oh, that's my kid's school. Uh-oh, be right back. What did I say? What did I say? Of course, after telling this whole story about my kid being absolutely fine this morning, they're like, Clark is not doing good. You got to come pick her up. So, I guess I'm going to go pick up my kid. Which is fine. It was going to be a short stream anyway because we need to go pick up the keys. But, I know, of course. I did this. Poor baby. I know. I might like... Yeah, a really short stream. I might go get her, bring her back, and see if she'll just like snuggle with Sam or something, and then I can stream a little bit more. I know. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, really quickly, let's read off what's happened on here. USB device not okay. Not sure what that is, but that's fine. Dawn Seeker, thank you for the 94 months. SSJ2 Rich for the 84, which is 7 years, I believe. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Magic Maddie for the 65. Aiden Folks for the 2 years. Happy anniversary to you as well. Suze for the 76. Rakia for the 96. Happy 8 years. Thank you, thank you. Jimmy the Brush for the 53. Hannah Habanero, thank you for the 20. Legacy Star Killer for the 44. Silpha for the 89. Resigne for the gifted sub. Robert for the 77. Stellar Sorcerer for the 16. And I'm Spellbound for the 28. Thanks, guys. Sorry for the super, super short stream. Yeah, if I'm able to come back and stream again, I'll let you know. Or we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Take care of yourselves. Bye. All right. So where were we, gang? Where were we, guys? What happened to the stream before? Well, I had to go pick up my kid from school because she's sick. Or is she? Hold on. Let me swap to the right. Here we go. Yeah. We're going to do this because my kid is home. And I don't know if she's going to explode on the scene at some point. But, dude... I guess the second she got to school, she was like, guys, I think I have a fever. You need to take my temperature. And so they did. And they were like, you feel fine. Clark, you seem fine. And she was like, okay. And then an hour later, she was like, I feel really warm. And they were like, okay, would you like some water? She was like, no, I need you to take my temperature. And they were like, okay. So they took her temperature and it was fine. And then eventually they took her temperature and it was higher than normal. And they were like, okay, well, you know, with a kid this little, it's hard to tell, like, if they're goofing or not. But, like, she's mentioning it enough that we should probably just call her mom. So they called me and I got there. And Clark ran out of her classroom, jumped into my arms and was like, guess what? I knew I had a fever. I knew it. So, I know. Her teacher was like, yeah, so she had a little fever. So we're sending her home. I was like, yeah, that's totally fair. And the entire drive home, she was like, nice. I'm so excited to not have to go to school. I'm really glad that I get to just go home. That's so great. I'm so glad I have a fever. I was like, Clark. It's the same when I'm like, okay. But I'm doing exactly what my dad did when I was very obviously like, I just don't want to go to school. Is I was like, okay, but if you're home sick, we're not playing. And she was like, what? I was like, we're not playing, dude. If you're homesick, you're sick. That means you're laying down. You're on the couch. You're in bed. You're just chilling. You're not doing nothing. And she was like, we can't go to the playground. I was like, no, dude. So that's our situation right now. I think we had our first, like, it's just sort of like fibbing to get out of school, which is fine. It's a rite of passage. All kids do it. But yeah, you gotta rest, dude. You're sick? Oh, my poor baby. You better stay in bed. Here you go. She's in bed. She watched a TV. She got a little sandwich on a plate because she didn't get to have lunch. On the way home, she was like, oh no, I didn't get to have lunch. I was like, I'm so shocked you're hungry for lunch since you're so sick. And she was like, oh yeah, I am so sick. I was like, okay. Yeah. Like I said, it's fine. We don't care. She was legitimately not feeling well yesterday. So, like, you know, does she feel 100% today? She probably doesn't. Do I think she's playing it up a little bit? Yeah, for sure. I remember coming home sick and my dad set up Donkey Kong. I was really into Donkey Kong at the time. He set up Donkey Kong so I could just, like, lay on the floor with a blankie and a pillow and play Donkey Kong. And when he turned it on, I was like, yes! And, like, yelled and jumped. And he was like, I'm sorry. Are you sick or not? Because I don't think a sick kid in my house is going to be yelling and jumping. And I was like, you are so right, sir. I'm very sorry. I will go ahead and go back to being miserable. My bad. Yeah, and also, like, I don't know. I feel like my dad, there were a few times where I went to my dad and was just like, dude, I just do not want to do school today. And he was like, you know what? Fair. And just let me stay home. And, like, you know, if that's not early days, mental health day sort of vibes, I don't know what is. So in the future, do I think if my kid came to me and was like, dude, please Can you just come up with a reason for me to not go to school? I totally would. It is harder here because you do get charged. You get fined if your kid just doesn't show up, right? So we would have to, like, call. Hi. Oh, are we best friends now? Are we buds again? How weird. Someone in this house swiped at my face. No names.
He didn't do it on purpose. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's good. Honestly. It sucks if you're in a situation where, like, your kid shows up at school and then just ditches, and then you get charged. Yeah, I think overall it's not a bad thing for parents to be held accountable to make sure their kids go to school. It is the poop robot. He's doing his thing. He's working hard. But yeah, I figure, like, this afternoon, if she's feeling okay, and we're, like, off to pick up the keys, then, potentially, you know, the three of us could go look at our new house together, which would be a fun little thing for us to be able to do. Oh my god, I knew so many people who skipped class. So many people who skipped class. I've talked a lot before about the smoking church. There was a church that was right next to our high school, and kids would literally just walk to the church and go over there and, like, smoke weed behind the church while nobody was there. It's good. And people are gonna squint at me, but I never went behind the church, I will say. As an adult looking back, do I think there was anything wrong with kids going behind the church? Not really. Yeah, they were the youth. They were blazing it, you know? It's fine. I did it smart. I would go to class, grab the hall pass, and I didn't come back until class was dismissed. Oh my god. I would, yeah. When I was in a really, really small middle of the woods school, I would take the hall pass, and again, keep in mind there were like a little over 100 kids in this school, K through 12. So I would take the hall pass, and you had to, like, hide. You couldn't just be wandering the halls like, yeah, it's fine, nobody's gonna notice. Like, there was one hall, you know? So I would take the pass, go to the bathroom, lock myself in the stall for a while, and then be like, okay, this is getting suspicious now. And then I would come out of the stall. I would really slowly walk back to class. And one time my teacher was like, I know what you're doing. You need to stop this. Yeah, I was just, you know, I was really taking in the sights, the smells of our little school. So schools are a big place. It's easy for a kid to get lost, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, is not this school. Not this school. It was a very small school. If a child feels like it needs 5, let it. I mean, I agree with that. Did my teachers at the time agree with that? Absolutely not.
One cool cat. Welcome to the cat gang. Thank you very much.
If the hall pass went missing, that was it. No one could go. Yeah. A lot of my teachers in high school had a rule of like, we have one hall pass. If somebody takes it and just vanishes with it, then nobody gets to pee or poop and you can hate that person. And so we would really clown on each other. If somebody was like, I'm taking the hall pass, and would just vanish for a really long time, they'd come back and we'd be like, cool, we all shit ourselves. So thanks for that, dude. Oh my gosh. I brought my once I'm done, like, not done working with her, but like once the job is done, I would love to shout her out. I met up with a lady to fix up our wedding rings today, and she is so cool. She was super chill. We met up at a coffee shop, and I love, like, most of my experience with this has to do with fabric, like being able to pick up a fabric or look at a fabric and be like, oh, I know exactly what this is, right? But it was super cool. She like picked up the rings and was like, oh, I know what these are made of. I see what's going on here, you know, sort of a thing. I was like, that's really cool. And she was like, oh, it's all about the weight. A lot of times if like lots of metals look the same, they'll all weigh different amounts. So you can look at something from afar and be like, okay, I think that's probably titanium or platinum or whatever. But once you pick it up, like one is significantly heavier than the other. You know, it's like little things like that. I was like, that's super cool. But yeah, she was saying Sam's ring is probably going to take a lot of work. It's gotten beaten up pretty badly. And she was like, if I polish it too much, we're gonna lose details, so I'm gonna do my best with it. And she was like, I'm also gonna see if I can, like, what the process is to darken it up, because the way you've been talking about it is like it was stained. I don't know if that's what it would have been. I don't think it would have been stained. I think it would have been like kind of the equivalent of like an oxidization process, but I'm not sure how to do that with this type of metal because I never have. But I would love to learn, so I'll figure it out. I was like, okay, sick. Yeah, and she said my rings looked fine and that they would be no problem. So it's really Sam's more than anything. But she was so cool, and we like talked for a really long time. And it turns out she also teaches classes. She teaches people how to make like basic rings. So I was like, dude, next time you do a class, let me know. I would love to learn how to do that. She was like, okay. It was cool. She was like really baffled how I found her, because I guess most of the time people email her because of word of mouth. So like they know somebody who went to her, right? And she said that I was one of the first people that's ever emailed her, just like, hey, I found you on Google. And she was like, what was your Google search? I don't put up ads. I don't know how you found me. I was like, I guess you're just really good at your job because you popped up as someone who is good at their job. So bet she's like a dragon or something. God, I hope so. I hope so, dude. That would be sick. I've been trying. This is going to sound... Okay, so I've talked a lot about how I feel like the way that people communicate in England, like the rhythm of how they talk to each other is a bit different than it is in America. I was watching I've been reading a lot of stuff about like communication givers and takers, how it's been observed that there tend to be people who like sort of volley the ball up, you know, in a conversation a lot. Like they'll ask a lot of questions, they'll sort of like bring up topics easily, like that sort of thing. And then there are people who find it a lot easier to sort of like take the ball and run, or hit the ball, or whatever we're doing with this volleyball metaphor, right? They're able to take the prompt or take the question and sort of spin it into a conversation, right? And I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm running into a lot of people who they prompt, and I'll respond with a story or something, or I'll try to give like, you know, a good thick answer to that, but then there's no follow-up. And then it's like a new question or a new prompt. And with a lot of the people that I'm used to talking to in America, if I gave a story or a response, I would expect for them to then build off of that, right? It's really interesting. It is. I don't think that there's anything like wrong one way or the other. I think there's like an expectation for me to do more, to do more questions, to do more like prompts, you know? So I'm trying. We're just a country of bad small talkers. I don't know that that's what it is. It's just people just talk differently here, you know? Like I've known Sam's siblings for 8 years now. I've been interacting with them, and sometimes I find myself in a position where I'm like, wow, I am not figuring out how this conversation is supposed to go with this person right now, you know? Like, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with either of us. It's just that we're used to talking in different ways. We're used to the conversation like falling into place with different puzzle pieces. We have 2 different puzzles and they just don't go together, you know? Oh yeah, I mean, from my observation, I think English people talk with each other just fine, which makes sense. They grew up in this culture, you know. I'm just coming from a different talking culture, that's all. So, I've been trying really hard when I meet new people. And I also think, sorry, I'm all over the place. I also think the job that I have does not help. Right? Like, I sit here and I talk a lot, and I don't have to do a whole lot of volleying. So like as a person in general, in real life, I'm told that I listen too much. And with my job, I talk too much, arguably, right? So I'm trying to like find the mid ground there and figure out how to communicate with people better here. So what winds up happening is I'll ask someone a question, and then they'll start answering, and I'll start panicking a little bit, thinking to myself, should I prepare a new question? Do I need another question? Is it expected for me to like follow up their answer with my own answer? Can I spin it into something else? Does that seem as rude? Will it seem like I'm changing the topic away from them? Like I'm really overthinking conversations here now. So meeting this person, it was really nice because we talked pretty easily, but the most hilarious part, here we go, right? The most hilarious part of meeting this person who's working on our rings is she was super nice and we got along great. She asked what I do. I told her and she was like, oh my God, my boyfriend's a huge gamer. That's so cool. And she was like, I would love to know what games you play. And I fucking blanked and was like, you know, I can't name a single game right now. I was like, you're about to go home to your boyfriend and be like, I met this girl. She claims she plays video games for a living, but could not name a single game. So I don't really know what to think about that. Yeah, name one woman. It was literally name one woman, dude. Oh, it was. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said too, and it sounds like such a cop out. I was like, to be honest, I play a different game almost every day, and it's like really hard for me to just like pick a game for some reason out of my mind. And she was like, okay. It's like, oh god. Yeah. Like, why would you ask something like that? I almost said Slay the Spire, and then I was like, that's so niche, though. Because I think she was hoping to hear a game that, like, that is, you know, popular enough that she would know. Because she was like, I don't really play anything, but my boyfriend plays a lot of stuff. I'm really curious if you play anything that I would have recognized. And the only game I could think of was Slay the Spire, and I was like, there's no way. I should have just said it, though. That's your problem. All your games are too niche. I know. God. Yeah, I'm like, I play exclusively Fortnite. But yeah, she was very nice. I think I did a good job of asking questions. It's so weird, like, feeling like I have to learn how to talk to people again. It's weird, like, and I think some people are going to be like, well, you know, the pandemic didn't help with that. A lot of us, like, for whatever reason, have trouble just communicating with strangers when we might have been fine with it before. And I think I would have struggled with this regardless, because moving to a new place, even when you speak the same language, it's just culturally different, you know? I commissioned some bees 1 through 8. Yeah. I commissioned some bees. I am typically, if I play it, I'm the #1 Minesweeper streamer. Uh Yeah, have you heard of the award-winning fantasy MMORPG Final Fantasy 14? She knows what World of Warcraft is, and she knows Elden Ring. I do know that because those are the 2 games that she said she's watched her boyfriend play a lot. And I was like, Jesus Christ. World of Warcraft just won't die. And she was like, for real. He's been playing it since he was like a kid. I was like, yeah, what's up with that, dude? Being the #1 Minesweeper player is a good flex. Yeah, I guess to people who don't know the space, right? To say like, if I play Minesweeper, I'm literally #1. That's good. #1 out of 1. Yeah, literally. I don't need to say that part, but we all know that part. Yeah, every expansion, the games journalists are like spitting on their hands, rubbing them together like, all right, time to write up a, will World of Warcraft truly die during this expansion? Is this the end of World of Warcraft? Currently the #1 daddy streamer. Let's go. Sam and I constantly fighting for that top spot. Are there Minesweeper tournaments? There are, and I could never win them. Never in a million years. I'm not good enough. But They are. Look, Minesweeper's fun. Minesweeper's a super fun game. I'm not about to sit here and act like I could win anything, though. I love when I find someone on Twitter and all that they do is retweet Disco Elysium stuff. It's great. And most of it I've already seen, but I don't even mind. You play Minesweeper, name every mine. Sips coffee. Yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on stuff and see when we get an email or a phone call or whatever saying, yep, you have a house, homie. I've played a bunch of Demon Crawl. Yeah, the other one that's very good is Radical Dungeon Sweeper. Both of those I've sunk a lot of hours into. It's key day, boys! It's key day. Dabs, 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 dabs. Hi, Marianne. Wait, why was... Oh, because I was talking about how kids used to smoke weed behind the church next to my school. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. And Marielle was like, by the way, don't do drugs, everybody. Taps the pin. What is key day? What is key day? It's the day that we pick up the keys to our farm.
Oh my goodness. It's a new era.
It's a new era for the U.S. Thorns. Yeah. Thank you. I'm excited too. Yeah, I think it was Free who was saying that she's like building the house that they bought, she built in Sims to like try out different like layouts of furniture and stuff, and I was like, that's so smart. I should also do that. How many times have you moved back and forth between England and America? Once. I was in America, and then 3 years ago, or maybe a little more, moved to England, and now we're in England. And we've bought a farm here. So, you know, we're settling in for the long haul, dude. You buy a farm, you're basically like buckling up for, I don't know, 10 to 20 years at least. I had no idea, dude. There's so many of us who like wound up, you know, meeting somebody who's from another country. Sometimes I've completely lost track of where my friends live at this point. I was talking with Sam because he mentioned something about Cinnamon Toast Ken. And I was like, oh man, I wonder how Ken and Mary are doing. And Sam was like, yeah, you know, they're happy. They're just hanging out in Australia. I was like, what? Wait, when did they move? And he was like, I don't know, forever ago. I was like, what? I didn't know that. I didn't realize that they moved to Australia. I had no idea. Last that I was checking in with it, because I think they were living in Mississippi before. last I checked in with their like home life, they were building a house in Mississippi, and I was like, damn, I guess they're really putting down roots. And then I blacked out. And now they're in Australia. I had no idea. Because Mary's from Australia. They did this exact same thing that Sam and I did. Mary came to America, and they like, you know, got married, started a family, whatever else. Lived in America for a few years, and then left and went to Australia instead. Yeah, they've got hella kids. Ken's got the salt and pepper shit going on. He looks great. I haven't seen Mary in forever. I'm sure she's doing great. Yeah, right? You just lose track, dude. Well, I think like one of the reasons it might have been similar to Sam and I. I'm just speculating here, but you know, Sam and I came to England not only so that Sam could spend more time with his family, but also because he has so much family here that we knew we would be participating in like kind of a firmer family structure, you know, like he has lots of siblings, they all have kids. There's just a lot of support, and you know, we're expected to also be part of that support system. But you know, it's nice that way. I think Mary also had like kind of a stronger family support system potentially for like a little kid or little kids. But I don't know. That's speculation. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I was thinking about, because I went to my 10-year, I went to my 10-year high school reunion, right? Wait, when is my 20-year gonna be? In 2 years, I think. Oh my God. My 10-year was super fun. I actually had a blast. It was really, really fun. I didn't expect to have as much fun as I did. Talked to a bunch of people that I never would have talked to in high school, because of, you know, like weird cliquey shit. Yeah, it was super fun. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, my 20-year is going to be buck wild, because I just know people in that 10 years are going to have been through hell and back. Some of them, you know. If any of you were here when I was talking about my 10-year was when my beloved friend Nicole, oh, there's my child. My beloved friend Nicole, who I've known for most of my life. Hi, my darling. What are you doing?
I was going to get a snack and I wanted to hug you.
You want to hug me? I can give you a hug. Ooh.
Mommy.
What snack are you grabbing? Yes, baby. What's up?
It's spring in your picture.
It is spring in my picture.
I love your picture. I love it.
Thank you so much. I worked hard on it. I'm glad you like it.
I want Peppa Pig to be on one of the branches in the trees.
Oh, you do, huh? Wait, if I go here.
Hey!
That's me squatting.
On the bench.
Yeah. Wait, where is Peppa? Where are Peppa and George? Where have they gone? Wait a second.
Oh my God.
Peppa and George are missing. I don't know where they are. I promise you, Clarky, I will find Peppa and George and I will put them in the tree just for you.
Mommy?
Yes, my love.
Mommy, choose what I want you to look like.
Choose what I look like.
Yeah, choose what I want you to look like.
Okay, which one do you want me to look like?
The pink one.
Okay. We already did it. Nice. Nailed it.
Take that away. I want to see you squatting again.
Beep. Clarky really loves Duke Squat. What snack are you gonna go get? We mostly we have hula hoops and we have more of those rice cakes. That's mostly what we've got, and raisins.
How are you standing on the? How are you standing on there?
I'm not. I'm not really. I just put her there.
Hey, you have one of those shirts.
I do. I do have those shirts.
Is that you?
It's meant to be me, yeah. Sipping a coffee. Back when my hair was longer, huh? Clarky. I gotta get back to work, baby.
I love you squatting.
Thank you.
Are you going like this?
Just for fun. Kucha! She's doing the peace sign fingers. She asked why I'm doing that. I don't know, Clarky. Just to be a goofball. All right, ready? 1, 2. Ugh. You have to get a snack. Okay. We don't have a ton, honey, so. Oh no, wrong one. What? What are you spitting at me for? What happened to the squatting outfit? I literally don't know where that red hoodie is. I'm really confused about that. But the red sweatpants I still wear all the time. Go get your snack, Goblin. Yeah, if you do peace sign with your fingers upright and backwards, so like the piece that you would do in like a picture to be cute, flip your hand around so your fingers are still upright but like the person can see the back of your hand. That's like a flipping you off equivalent in England. Goblino. You still have Froobs? Oh, Clarky hates those. She goes back and forth on yogurt just in general. Like sometimes she's super into it and sometimes she's not. But Froobs have never landed in this house. I keep wondering if we froze them, if that would help. If we were like, yeah, it's like a yogurt pop. It's sort of, I don't know. Frozen Froobs are dope. Okay, I'll try freezing them sometime. I've been watching a bunch of videos of people making puddings out of various things. And I really want to make pudding. I'm not a big pudding kid, but my child is. Yeah, the one that I keep seeing is using sweet potato, making chocolate pudding out of sweet potato. I keep seeing parents make that with their kids, and I'm like, we have sweet potatoes. We could do that. Best childhood memory is of mother making homemade pudding in tiny glass bowls and having them in the fridge. Yeah, we got to do that. No, we haven't caught up on Vinland Saga. We finally figured out that Disney Plus thought we were 14, and so now we're catching up on all the shit that's on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's like sweet potato, avocado, cocoa powder and like maple syrup and stuff, you know. But yeah, it turns into a little chocolate pudding. And it's apparently delicious. I want to try it. My mom used to make yogurt pops by putting sticks through the lids and putting them in the freezer. Oh, that's so smart. There's an Italian chocolate pudding with blood in it, and apparently it's delicious. I would love to try it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious if that's the same as like normal blood pudding. I doubt it though. It sounds like you're talking about a dessert, which blood pudding is not. I did not figure out what the React button does. Nothing pops up for me. If you guys use React, there is nothing in my analytics that's like people reacted this way. You good? Bleh. Nice. I love you. Yeah. Sam had we went to a place the other day and Sam got an English breakfast and or rather I should say, okay, we went to the bank to do house stuff and it was taking forever and I was like, I'm going to go to the breakfast place and order our food ahead of time. He was like, yeah, do that. Because they didn't need me there anymore. So I went and ordered us food. He was like, yeah, get me the big breakfast. I was like, okay. Went there. There's literally a breakfast on the menu called the big breakfast. So I was like, okay, I assume that's what he wants. Ordered that for him. He showed up and was like, oh no, there's no black pudding. There's no hash browns. What did you order me? I was like, the big breakfast, dude. He was like, no. Turns out that's not what he wanted. So the menu betrayed us. Yeah, I felt like my instructions were very clear, but they apparently were not. I mean, yeah, as a person that didn't grow, like, I have a lot of Korean friends who really love blood sausages and blood puddings. Sam grew up with them, so he loves them. You know, I think if culturally you grow up with it, maybe you love them, right? A lot of people do. I had never had black pudding or blood pudding, whatever you want to call it, until Sam's mom made me some. And I was like, nah. And I've tried it a few times since then. No. But like, there are things like haggis. I actually really like haggis. I haven't had it in years, but when I had it, it was delicious, right? So you never know. Is it the texture? No. I don't mind the texture. It just the flavor was like, it's not like it's gross. It just isn't, it's not something that I'm like, man, they better have they better have black pudding in my breakfast or I'm going to lose it. You know, it's just like, yeah, it's I just don't think it tastes great. I don't know. I mean, what is haggis? That's such a great question. It's like a bunch of innards that are all shoved into intestinal tubing and then boiled, I believe. And then you can like slice it and fry it and it's great. Yeah, there's probably other stuff in there, but Lord knows. I have no idea. You'd have to Google it, dude.
Oh, that's interesting. I actually really don't like liver. So that's an interesting comparison. I really need to try haggis again, I think. We also had a vegetarian haggis that we found at the grocery store when we were in Scotland when I was 19. And that was also delicious. So you can't, look, both ways is good. Oh my God, I keep biting my lip and forgetting that I have a cut there. Oh God, that's the worst. I forgot that it happened. And then Clark pointed it out, and I was like, oh God, that's right. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I think liver is very much a love it or hate it thing. Um, my dad made liver, I want to say twice while I was growing up, and both times it was a full on like I will gag if I eat this sort of situation, you know. Yesterday's D&D was filled with catastrophe. You got slashed. Bree had the coffee spill. Yeah, for real. I showed up late because I had, say it with me now, fallen asleep in Clarky's bed. And when I got up, it turned out that the cats hadn't been fed, and I was like, God damn it. So I went and fed the cats, and by the time I got to the computer to join, stuff had already started. But I was like, oh, Bree isn't here either, so I don't really feel that bad. And then I looked over at chat, and a bunch of people were like, poor Bree, the coffee spill of 2023. And I was like, oh no. And I realized that Bree was there. She was just on the ground cleaning up coffee, and I was like, no, girl, I've been there. And then yeah, Sherlock was just, God, he was having a day. I do not, God, I have no idea what was going on with him yesterday. It was actually bizarre. He was all over my desk. He almost knocked over my camera twice. He was jumping on things he never jumps on. He was behind my monitors, in front of my monitors, pawing at things. I was like, what is going on? So I was explaining during stream number 1 today, I was explaining that Sherlock would jump up, and it got to the point where the second he was on my desk, I would just grab him and put him back on the ground over and over and over again. And one time I went to grab him, and he flailed because he was like, no, you know, he flailed and just scratched my lip open, which was cool. It was very cute of him. You can kind of, hold on. Not to suddenly be in meat space, but you can kind of see it right there. It was a cut this way. It could have been a cut this way. That would have been helpful, but it wasn't. So yeah, he seems fine today. I know. I'm very sorry. Never mind. I'm anime. Yeah, I mean, I was gone for a while because I think it's probably fine. I think she's snuggled. It's fine. Well, if we need to, we'll just swap back to the VTuber. But I was gone for a while after I got cut because I was like popping open our first aid kit and making sure I cleaned it really well and stuff, because I was like, cat claws? Lord knows where they've been, dude. Like, mm-mm. The human behind the curtain. Yes, it's me. Hello. It's so weird to not be wearing my ring. It's not that I wear it all the time. Just like now that I've given it to a person and been like, here, take this for 3 weeks to a month. It's very strange to just like not have it in the house. But both Sam and I, we don't wear our rings all the time anyway. So thank you. I love this sweater too. I don't wear it super often because sometimes I really hate the way that it looks. But I actually love it with like a little turtleneck underneath it. So that's the vibe now. Yeah, I can't remember where this is from, but last time we looked at it, people were saying it's just like a generic like grocery store clothing brand. F&F. Is F&F like Tesco or something? It's like a really... I got it off Vinted, so I got it secondhand. It is Tesco, nice! I guessed. What happened to the rings? They're being polished and fixed up. Sam's ring is not busted. I shouldn't say busted. That makes it sound like it's actually broken. But like all of the detail in Sam's is like scuffed, bent, like fucked up completely. We've never had them cleaned or anything before. And you know, Sam and I both do a lot of shit with our hands. So fortunately, I don't really wear my engagement ring unless we're like doing a thing. So the one that has like really valuable stuff on it, it just kind of sits and looks pretty until I need it. So it's mostly like his wedding band and my wedding band need some TLC. So I was saying that I found a super lovely person and met them for coffee today, and she was looking at the rings and was like, I'm going to try to polish these without losing any detail, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, exactly. This is the FNAF brand of clothing. I try to make sure that I support gaming in all aspects of my life. Believe me, I'm not a person that's upset about things being scuffed up. Most of my clothing is scuffed up in some way or another, and I love it. It adds, you know, seasoning. But with these rings, because like depending on what they're made out of, right? Like we got them made the way that we got them made for a reason, right? So like our rings are meant to match each other. And his is like losing enough detail that it's not super obvious that they match anymore. So she might have her work cut out for her, like trying to fix it up. But I would rather that we try something, you know, than let it just keep getting worn down and down and down until there isn't really any detail left at all. That's what Sam was saying. Sam was saying after it gets fixed up and made nice, he wants to put it on a nice chain and just wear it around his neck instead of wearing it as a ring because, you know, I agree. I think that would be a good way to keep it from getting fucked up. So I always internally cringe when I'm grabbing something and I notice it scratch my ring, picking up a barbell, having the curling touch the ring. Yeah. Sam's worn his ring to the gym a few times and been like, wow, that was a mistake, right? And he, you know, if he's wearing it while it sounds silly, but he grips shit so hard, like controllers and things. He has huge welts and calluses all over his fingers from the way that it's so silly, from the way that he holds controllers. So like, yeah, there's just for the silliest reasons, that ring has wound up taking a big beating. Yeah. So it's gotten to the point where he just like doesn't wear it very much anymore at all because he's worried he's going to make it worse, you know? So yeah, I think it would be nice to get him like a nice chain or a nice like leather something, whatever vibe he wants, or both. He can interchange, dude. And just put his ring on that. That would be good. Do you shower with your ring? I do not. I take my ring off because I really hate, even though I know it doesn't matter, I absolutely hate when things like lotion, shampoo, conditioner, anything gets into the grooves of my ring. Oh my God. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. It like grosses me out and I don't know why. It's I can literally just rinse it and it'll be fine, but I just hate it. So yeah, I always take my ring off before I shower or before I like give my kid a bath and stuff. Yeah, my dad never wore a wedding ring because he was a mechanic. So he was like, nah. So even when he wasn't a mechanic anymore, he didn't bother wearing a ring, you know? So I don't have any like precious feelings about either of us consistently wearing our rings if it's impractical, right? I'm totally fine with Sam wearing it around his neck if that's what he wants to do. I don't believe, from what I understand, I don't think Sam gives a shit that I only wear the engagement ring when we're like going to do something nice. It keeps it safe, dude, you know? But I love my wedding band. I love it. And I think it suits most of the things that I wear and most of the things that I do. It's just like a nice understated wedding band with like cool detail on it, you know? So that's what I wear every day. You get ring tattoos? No, you have to get those touched up all the time. Fingers have what's called fallout with tattoos. You use your hands so much that like the sides of your fingers, if you get a ring tattoo, or any tattoo on your hand that goes on the sides of your fingers, you will need to get that touched up consistently because it just fades so fast. Can you show it? Show what? My ring? No, it's with the person who's going to be fixing them. I also love hand tattoos. I really want to get stuff on my fingers, just not on the sides cuz I know that I won't upkeep them. You know, I won't bother. So I've heard the fingers are very painful. So I got this. I do. You can't even see it because of fallout, but also because the actual tattoo is in white. But like if I pull on it, kind of, you can see where there's a white line there. I got a tattoo on the side of my finger. It did hurt. Did it hurt worse than my other tattoos? I don't think so. I think it was kind of equivalent to like the areas near like the shoulder blade and stuff. So it didn't feel good, but it wasn't like unbearably painful, you know. It was also small, so it was over quick. So I might be misremembering, but I don't recall it being like, wow, I would never tattoo my fingers again, you know. That was such a funny thing to read. Tolosi said, I heard you... I don't know why this is so funny to me. I heard your inner bottom lip also has fallout because my friend got her party name tattooed there and it's still there 6 years later. I just love the idea of people having a party name. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Imagine knuckles are painful. Probably. Joints in general, I think, hurt pretty bad. I've heard feet are awful. I'm not in a hurry to get my feet tattooed. Yes, I was mentally prepared for you to be like, "Oh, nothing like that. It's like her D&D party name." And I was going to be like, "Oh, it's still funny, but like not as funny as being like the name that I get called exclusively at parties is what I'm going to tattoo to my lip," which was what it was. And I'm very excited. Back of the arm sucked. I've heard like in here, in your like fleshy bits in here sucks. I don't have anything there, right? I was about to be like, is somebody gonna call me out and be like, but you've been tattooed there? No, I haven't. Yeah, I've heard in here sucks. In here I've heard sucks. And like back of your knee. What spot doesn't suck? Really fleshy bits aren't that bad. They're irritating. You're gonna be sitting there like, God, the amount of money I would give to be able to scratch that right now. It's irritating, it's itchy, it sucks. But it's not that bad. If you've got a lot of like squish in there, it helps a lot, I think. When you have enough tattoos that you have to check to see if you have a tattoo somewhere. Well, like my biggest tattoo situation is like back here and on my arm, and I was like, wait, it's only this side of my arm, right? It's not here. I suddenly had to look because I couldn't remember. Uh-oh. The cat fountain is telling me that it needs help. I think the dots on the fingers near the nails is so cute, but wow, does it hurt? Yeah. Cute little bullshit here. I love that. Me wanting to get my right arm sleeved. Look. You know, I'm a big fan of tattoos, so to me it's worth it. But I also, as I have said many times, fully understand when people are like, I don't know about that shit. Y'all are scaring the crap out of me. Don't worry. If you want to get a sleeve, have you gotten any tattoos before? A sleeve is a big thing to go for. That's what Octo did. Octo was like, I've never gotten a tattoo. I'm getting a sleeve. Just went hard right off the bat. I mean, something that's helpful is most of the time, at least I think, it depends on the artist, but most of the time with a sleeve, you do it in stages, right? So I'm sure that you could work with your tattoo artist to be like, okay, I want to do like a small stage first to like see how I do. You know? Hi, Jossum! Oh my god, Jaws got an amazing tattoo, by the way. It's so good. You're talking about my peach? I am talking about your peach. It's so good. Because at first, when I was on Twitter, all I could see was the words. I couldn't see the pictures. So it was very funny to see you like, I promised everybody I would get a not safe for work tattoo. I'm doing it. I'm very happy with it. And I was like, oh my God, what is this tattoo I have to see? I was not expecting what it was, but it's so pretty. It's like a really good tattoo. Oh, there are so many tattoo artists in Los Angeles, but you're right. It's because there's so many. It's difficult finding somebody who's like the right area of like in my price range, has the style that I want. You know, like there's the Venn diagram is there for sure. They are addictive. Um, I've waited a lot of time in between tattoos. So, yes, I would agree they are. The second that I have a tattoo, I think to myself, I want to get another one. Like it makes you like, I don't know what it is about like the adrenaline of it, but like you're just like, I want another one like right away. It is not impossible to be like, and now I'm gonna wait a while before I get my next one. But yeah, you will have probably that addictive rush of like, I want another one immediately, you know. But no, it's not impossible to just sit on it for a while. I still want my Mugen tattoos so bad. I've like, that is one of those tattoo ideas that I have like gone in circles with for years now. Years and years and years now. So like, obviously I want it. Like I obviously want it. I just keep being like, but what do I want it to look like, you know? Me trying to figure out if this convo is about tattoos or children. Tattoos. But I'm trying to think of anybody that I know that's had a baby and immediately been like, I want another one right away. You're too busy being exhausted. No, Mugen, like the character from Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo is my favorite anime. I'm really into the idea of like anime and gaming tattoos that are like an aspect from that piece of media where it's not like super obvious that that's what it's from, you know. Mugen in Samurai Champloo has like old style prison tattoos. He's got like these blue stripes on him. And I was very aware that I should not get exactly that. But I really like the way that they look. So I was like, oh, it would be cool to do something that's like based on that, but I don't know exactly what I want it to be. And so I've thought back and forth about what I want it to be so many times. And I've never settled on a thing where I'm like, it's definitely this. If you ever want someone to design that tattoo, I will come to you for sure. Yeah. Yeah, because I just I've wanted that for years. I've wanted to do something based on that for years. So I've thought to myself things like maybe it's, you know, thin lines in that blue color. Maybe it's still the thick lines, but one of them is like a lacy pattern in like the thick line instead. You know, I've gone through a bunch of different options in my mind, and I don't know what I think would work best, but So yeah, Jaws, we should talk. Would you also make them blue? Yeah. My very first tattoo is teal. So it works. I can try and like match that same color. I've thought before that it would be cool to have like pops of that teal color in tattoos as I get more, you know? But yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find a good picture of his tattoos in the show. They're just blue stripes. They're not super exciting. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll probably stick with, because this one is mostly flowers anyway. I'll probably stick with this one being more like organic stuff, like plants and flowers and things. So I've wondered what direction I want to take that in as well, because I really love the idea of incorporating like plants from where I grew up. Like Pacific Northwest plants. But currently it's all English roses, right? So like how do you slowly turn it into more like having more of a woodland vibe, I guess? And then, you know, if somebody was like, I love what's going on here, I can be like, yeah, well, you know, at the bottom of the arm, it's like where I started, and then the top of the arm represents like my adulthood. You know, I can do that whole bullshit. because the flowers that we used in this were the flowers that were in my my bouquet. So when I went to them and they were like, yeah, we really want to do something that's like, you know, a bunch of geometric stuff alongside of flowers, I was like, I used a lot of English roses in my wedding. I love them. Could we use English roses in the design? And they were like, sure. So yes, Jaws, I'd love to see it. I look cozy, thank you. I keep biting at my lip. If you see me biting at my lip, please yell at me, because I'm just gonna reopen this cut and it's gonna be bad. No bite. Do we just scream? Yeah, if you could just scream, that would be super helpful to me. It's a tragic kitty human misunderstanding. It was not on purpose. But my God, did it hurt. It was not fun. Yeah, well, okay, hold on one sec. So this is like the sort of vibe of what I have currently, right? For anybody who hasn't seen this before. It's this sort of shit. I had said, because Hollow Knight's my favorite game, that I think it would be really cool if as it went down, we still had like these types of things, but they were based on the Dreamscape stuff from Hollow Knight, like those sorts of shapes and patterns. But I don't think my arm is long enough for that. If I'm being totally honest, I don't think there's enough room to do that. Not enough real estate, but a whole other arm, belly stuff, got legs, you know. I know, that was not that long after Clark was born when I got all of this done, so yeah, I got legs, dude. I got leg. I was talking with Sam about this, that I've always been very hesitant about getting tattoos on my legs because I had such a like sordid isn't the right word. I had such like a weird relationship with my legs my whole life, you know? So part of me is like, why would I want to put tattoos on my legs when I like don't always like looking at my legs? And Sam was like, but would you like looking at them more if they had cool shit on them? And I was like, oh my God, why haven't I ever thought of it that way? Why haven't I ever thought of it that way? You make a very good point, Sam. Yeah, this is my dark backstory with my legs. Oh, goodness. For sure. There are things that I used to hate about myself. I'm convinced that every person on this planet goes through at least a stage or a really long period in their life where they really hate some stuff about their bodies, right? And I'm happy to say that there's a lot of things that I really used to hate about myself that I'm fine with now, or even totally embrace now. I really like my ears now. I used to hate them because when I was younger, it felt like they stuck out quite a bit. And it was pointed out to me. And so then I focused on it way too much and I just hated them, right? I'm fine with them now. I like them now. My legs, I go back and forth on. Sometimes I really hate them. You know, sometimes I just don't like them. But overall, I'm much more positive towards that sort of stuff. But you know, everybody's going through different shit with their bodies. Yeah, I mean, obviously I hesitate to say like, you know, I just got older and I kind of like got over it because there are plenty of situations where people feel very dysmorphic about their bodies, and it's not just a case of like, just wait until you're older and you'll get over it, right? Like that's just not how it goes. You know, people are dealing with different disabilities and things as well with their bodies. It's just everybody's going through totally different stuff. But, you know, when it's a situation of like somebody said something at one point that made you look in the mirror and go, wait, is there something wrong with that? And then you just spend the rest of your life being like, I think something's wrong with that, right? Like I don't know why, but there's apparently something weird about that thing about myself. It is nice. It is nice to like look back at that for me. Those sorts of like small things that, you know, never should have mattered as much as they did to me, but they did, and that's legitimate, you know. And now I'm okay with it. Stop biting. Thank you. Helen coming in clutch. Yeah, you know what? You know what is something that that was pointed out to me, and I've said this before, something that was pointed out to me when I was pregnant with Clark, or maybe it was soon after I had Clark. But someone was like, you know, I have a really good relationship with my parents, and it never crossed my mind as a kid. You know, I never looked at my mom and thought, man, her thighs are really big. You know, I never looked at my mom and thought, oh, her hands are too wrinkly. She was just my mom. And there's something about that that, like, put some of the issues I have with my own body in perspective, right? Like, the way that I talk about myself and perceive myself is, number one, going to have an impact on how Clark talks about her own body, right? But also, as far as Clark is concerned, I'm just mom. And she doesn't see the things that I feel insecure about. They're just parts of me, which is the truth at the end of the day, right? Like, those things are just parts of me. So sometimes when I'm like really feeling insecure about a thing, I try to like think about how Clark sees me. She's not thinking about that stuff, you know? Yeah, oh my God. We were talking about this recently. I had eczema all over my legs when I was younger, and I was super insecure about that too. My legs in general. My legs and we've been through shit. It's 6 a.m. I can't cry already. I'm sorry. I take it all back. She'll think you're weird for other reasons. Yeah. The thing she's been calling me out on recently, which is really funny, is sometimes she'll do a very like do not perceive me sort of thing. Well, either in a game or just in general, she'll be like, don't look at me, right? And my automatic response is always, I've never looked at you in my life. And she is over that. That is not funny to her. Like, every time I say that now, she's like, why do you say that? Like, I don't know. I think it's funny. She'll be like, Mommy, don't look at me. And I'll be like, I've never looked at you before in my life. I won't. I promise. I've never seen you ever. And she's like, shut up. So stupid. It is such a mom joke. Yeah. Yeah. Who even are you? I don't even remember when you moved in. I have no child. I told you guys about when we play Spa, right? because she also is starting to break out on her legs, which sucks, into these rashes. So I put lotion on her legs every night. I think I've said this already, but I put lotion on her legs every night. And I always pretend that like she's like just like a person at the spa, and I give her all of these opportunities to come up with a character. And every time she's like, I'll be like, ma'am, thank you so much for coming in today. I'll start working on your legs. How's your day been? How are you doing? And she'll always be like, I'm your child. Like every time. She just like won't play pretend when it comes to spa. It's so funny to me. She's like, I'm your kid. I'm your child. And then I go, oh, what? No, you're not. And she's like, I am. I'm your kid. This kid will fully commit to making up a character and playing pretend in every scenario except for when we play spa. She just won't do it. It's bedtime. Take this seriously. Yeah, for real. It's like she's in this zone where she's like, all right, look, we're about to climb into bed and read exactly 4 books. If it's less, I will scream. So I need you to just like get cracking on this lotion thing. Yeah, that's been the key for us lately. She gets really frustrated if we read less than 4 books, and it used to be, we used to phrase it like a punishment, right? If she just like would not focus, would not brush her teeth, would not get ready for bed at all, we'd be like, okay, then I guess it's 3 books now, right? Sort of a thing. And that always just escalates shit. It always makes it way worse. So now it's turned into, if it's an if then statement now, be like, Clark, if you brush your teeth now, we can still do 4 books. We still have time for 4 books if you brush your teeth now. And it almost always works. It's so wild how like rephrasing a thing can make such a huge difference sometimes. It doesn't always work, but it works way more often than like, all right, I guess we're just not reading books tonight, you know? Marketing strategies, but at work. No, for real. If then statements, choosing statements, those have also worked. Like if you establish a scenario and they're still not listening, then it can turn into, okay, so you're choosing to only have 3 books because I see you're not choosing to brush your teeth. So are you choosing to only have 3 books? And then she's like, no, you know. Yeah, I see. Trade offer. My nephew's getting to the age where he pretends bedtime stories aren't important until the moment someone isn't there to read him a bedtime story. Clark's always been into the bedtime stories. Always. It used to be 3 books, and I do not know when it turned into 4, but it's 4 books now. And if we try to go back on it, it's like a mess. So, yeah, it's 4 books. We try to sort of like make sure that 2 out of the 4 books are really short because otherwise bedtime takes forever. No, they are not the same book. Clark has so many books. It's a good thing we read them all. She rotates constantly, but yeah, she chooses entirely new books every night unless she's really focused on a book. There are some books that we go through, like the Mog books. Oh my God, we went through a stage where every single night it was like at least 2 of the books were Mog books. I got so fucking sick of that cat, dude. I got so sick of Mog. I could have gone my entire life with never reading another Mog book ever again.
Yeah, so sometimes she'll get really focused on like a specific book or a type of book. But for the most part, she chooses totally different books every night. No, Mog the cat. It's like a big series of books about a cat named Mog. But the very last book is literally the book where Mog dies. She asks to read that book more than any of the other ones. I think she's like really fascinated with it. My mom hated reading Stinky Cheese Man. Oh my god. Clark has recently gotten into Stinky Cheese Man. Oreo Zima, Danny's the one who gave us Stinky Cheese Man. Yeah, she's okay. She's with her daddy. I'm hoping she's sleeping, getting a little nap in. Mog does die in one of the books. Yeah, one of the books is about it's called Goodbye Mog. It's the final Mog book. And spoilers, I guess, for the Mog children's books, but it's that it starts off with Mog like getting really tired and going to sleep and just not waking up, and it's Mog's ghost kind of like haunting the house and sort of seeing what the family does after she's died. And eventually the family decides like, we'd really like to still have a cat, so they get a new cat, but the cat isn't anything like Mog, right? It's a kitten and it's scared. And Mog's ghost is like, ugh, this isn't the sort of cat they need. What is this cat doing? You know, like being really judgmental of this poor little kitten. And Mog's ghost like helps the kitten settle into the house so that she can be part of the family, and only then does she like rest and leave. And it's very sweet and sad. Yeah, I've always been. Sometimes Sam like really hates how blasé I am about stuff dying. I've always tried to be really chill about talking with Clark about death. I can tell. I think all kids think about it a lot once they like know that that's a thing. But occasionally she'll like bring something up, like a person that she knows died, or you know, whatever, and she'll be like, why did that person die? Tell me all of the details again, even though you told me, you know. What age group are the Mog books for? Clark's age. They're I gotta be honest, some of these books I'm like, this family is messed up. Like this the family in Mog, I do not like them. But, you know, they're just like little kids books about cats. Sorry, for reference, my kid is 4. She's about to turn 5. We've been reading these books. She got really into them when she was 3. We haven't been reading them as much the last like year or so, but occasionally we still read them. Yeah, I know lots of kids that have had sort of like an existential sort of dread once they find out that death is a thing. And I didn't know if, you know, I'm not a child psychologist or anything, but like part of me sort of felt like if we were talking about it early in sort of a chill way, that maybe she wouldn't go through that to that extent, you know? So yeah. But she thinks about dying a lot. I think a lot of kids do. But she's never, at least with us, she's never had like a big like breakdown about it. She just asks a lot of questions about it, you know. Sometimes she'll ask like when Sam and I are gonna die, and we're like, hopefully not for a really long time, dude. So don't worry about it yet, you know. Yeah, for sure. For a lot of people, that dread never really goes away, you know?
My mom had to invent a story every night. And if I asked for a previous story, she had to remember the story exactly. In hindsight, what a bedtime hero. Dude, for real. Yeah. Sometimes Clark will ask me to tell her a story. She'll like choose, a fairy tale of some kind, and I'll go to tell the story. And if it is not exactly how she wants the story to go, she will stop me and just tell the story herself. So like Hansel and Gretel, right? Hansel and Gretel is one that I think people have taken a lot of liberties with, So I've tried telling the story of Hansel and Gretel to her, and she's like, no, mommy, incorrect. That's not how that goes. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, she has taken the same stance as Sam, which is she was like, I'm just going to figure out a way to not die. And I was like, cool. There are a lot of people trying to figure that out right now. So, who knows? Maybe that'll work out. That's anime villain talk. Yay, necromancy. Sam is very, if I gotta be a robot, I'll be a robot, I don't want to be a robot. So, if our tragic story has to be like me being the one who's like, no, I'm going to let my body decompose into dirt the way that it's meant to be. And then the rest of my poor family is just robots like, Mom. Yeah. It's fine. I'm fine with whatever they want to do with their bodies. I cannot imagine a scenario in which I'm like, yeah, make me part robot. I just can't imagine it. That does not seem like something that current me or future me would do, but I might eat my words, who knows? Yeah, call up one of those companies that turns people into compost, mulch me up, toss me on the farm. Maybe we'll still have the farm. Toss me somewhere on the farm, let me feed the earth, and then, just like move on and do whatever cyborgs do, I guess. There's a neat theoretical thing I heard about where you take a hormone pill that reverses your age until you stop taking it. So you could just kind of hover around a certain age that you want to be at. That's an interesting idea. To just be like, all right, reverse me back to whatever I perceive as like the best years of my life. I don't even know what age that would be for me, though. I feel like that's now. I don't think my body's in its best condition now, but I feel like now is my best time, So will I, as I get older, be like, nah, like just an old fucking lady like yelling at chickens, be like, now's my best time,
either in cottagecore mode where I want to be buried beneath a tree, or cyberpunk mode where I want to be an immortal cyborg. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Sam and I are like the two opposite ends of that. Sam's like, either turn me into a cyborg or boot my brain up in VR and just like let me do whatever, you know? I have none of that sounds appealing to me, like at all. It's interesting. I think it's very interesting that like how people feel about those sorts of things, you know, like transhumanism sort of things and all of that. Oh, for sure. Oh my God, that's such a good point. I wouldn't have thought of that. The possibility for someone to like take a pill like that and go all the way back to before puberty and transition earlier. There's a lot of implications with a thing like that. The Matrix route has its appeal. Yeah, I don't think anybody's surprised knowing that my husband is like, you could just load me into VR. I'd be fine with that. You know? That's a huge cup. It is quite big. I'm also a small person, though. My hands are small, so it's... I don't think that I'm giving a good, like an accurate representation of how big this cup is, you know? Well, yeah. I mean, we could say that about teleportation, right? The second you teleport, you're not the person that you were at the start of the teleporting process. You've been reconfigured. You know, we're going to have to get over that shit early. What size is a normal hand you speak of? Sam's? Sam's hand is not normal size. No. Reconfigure me, Scotty. Sorry. Yeah, for sure. Every person on Earth is a ship of Theseus, you know? All of our cells have been fully replaced at some point, right? Anyways, I love that we started this conversation in a way that was like, yeah, you know, sometimes people experience a lot of existential dread about things, and now we're just talking about everything that people could potentially have existential dread about. I feel like we should change topics, maybe. No, we're still waiting. I have my emails up waiting for them to be like, come get your key, bitch. My mother-in-law said it should be sometime after 2. And it's 2 now, so we'll see. The keys are in spam. No, they're not! No, they're not. Okay. They're not. I'm very excited, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Land of the Lustrous. I haven't thought about that in forever. I never finished that anime. I really liked the manga though. But the anime was really interesting. You both own and don't own a house currently. Yeah. Well, to be fair, the bank owns a house. We own part of a house that the bank owns mostly. Yeah, we'll try to keep this house for a couple months because we have to get internet set up. We have to, do the move can happen technically can happen in a day, right? But will we have somewhere to work? Will we have all of that set up and ready to go? No. So, giving ourselves time to get that set up, still have a place to work here, etc. Yeah, we were renting from people, but now we're renting from the bank. And that's adulthood. There's a manga that I've been like collecting manga titles for us to do on MangaPod whenever it comes back. God, when are we gonna do MangaPod again? We were gonna come back in January, and now I'm realizing it's March. Have you seen the Yu Yu Hakusho 2 shots? No, the new stuff? No, I haven't. There's one called like Mr. Villain's Day Off or something that's apparently getting an anime adaptation. And I really want to read it. No, I think it was for, correct me if I'm wrong. They did like a little thing to celebrate the anniversary of Yu Yu Hakusho. It sounds amazing just from the title. Yeah, I think it's very, from what I understand, it's like a slice of life about a supervillain who plans to like destroy or take over the world, but wants a good work-life balance. So he takes a day off. And so, so the manga is like showing what he does on his days off, I think. Villain's Day Off is so cute, is it? I want to read it really bad. It sounds very cute. He's a Sentai villain. Wait, that's way funnier. That's very good. Yeah, I haven't been reading very much manga, to be honest. I've been trying to make my way through, God, a few different novels. But I haven't been reading any like comics, any manga, anything really. I want to. I love the feeling of starting a manga or a comic and being like, I want to read all of this right now. That's such a good. I think the last one that I felt that way with was Blue Lock, of all things. It's wild how much you can binge read when that hits. Yeah, I was talking about this last week at some point. We were talking about fanfic and how fanfic is interesting because if you're seeking out fanfic, it's because you're already invested in the world and the characters, right? I'm going to try to like paraphrase this. But like the reason that you can read fanfic so quickly is because you're already invested, right? You're seeking out extra material about a thing that you're already like in on, right?
But it doesn't ease that feeling of like, I just need to read 100 more pages of this novel and then it will be done. But I can read, 60,000 words of fucking fanfic, an AU fanfic about a flower shop. Why? Like, just, why can't I just do that, but over here, Yeah, exactly. You know the world, you know the characters. Maybe, a fic pops up that's like, okay, same characters, but different world. And you're like, okay. Same world, but the characters are slightly different. Same world, but the characters, the ones that are good guys, are actually bad guys. And you're like, interesting. Okay, all right, okay. But yeah, you're the investment part of it, the part that makes it so hard to like get into a book, the investment part of it is done, My dyslexic brother is binge listening to Naruto fanfics. Oh my god, that's so powerful. That's so powerful, though. Yeah, dude. When somebody's like, okay, this story that I want to write, it's going to start off seeming normal, but then they're going to go into a different reality where everything's different. I'm like, the fanfic approach. Very good. It's Sliders, What if I made Sliders, but different? No, I'm not going to say that. I was about to be like, maybe, at the end of the day, all forms of media that decide that they're going to go into different universes are actually technically Sliders fanfic. And I feel that feels like I'm just slipping between pages now. I was obsessed with Sliders, by the way. in case I've never talked about that. I was so into Sliders. And then eventually the main characters slowly trickled away, right? And that's when it fell apart for me. I was like so in love with the main cast, and when the main cast started to break apart, I was like, nah. I'm out. I'm out. I can't do this. Sliders is about a group. Sliders, sorry. It feels like a bit. I'm not doing a bit though. Sliders is about a group of people who accidentally port into an alternate reality, and they don't have a solid plan for how to get back to their reality, but they still have the mechanism necessary to go into other realities. So every episode, basically, they're in a different universe, an AU, if you will, hoping that their next slide will be the one into their original reality. So there you go. I wouldn't say that it is like Quantum Leap in that you're leaping into a universe or situation that isn't your own, but with Quantum Leap it was always on purpose, right? And also I believe it was always the same universe, wasn't it? In Quantum Leap, he's leaping into the lives and experiences of different people in the same universe, but in different times. Right? So it's always his universe, his timeline,
but he is inhabiting the body of a person at different stages, at different times in the timeline. Quantum Leap. God, Quantum Leap was also good. I would watch Quantum Leap again. Espresso Junkie, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much for subscribing. I hope you're having a good day. Also, cheers. Since your name is Espresso. I like this conversation happening while the pinned message is don't do drugs. Unrelated, but yeah. Yeah, and Quantum Leap. So it's like, okay, Quantum Leap is about a bunch of people in the future that like go into the past to, is it change things or is it make sure things don't change? I can't remember which one it is, but we have our main character and he gets teleported basically into the past and possesses a person that exists in the past. So this one guy, he'll like go to the 1940s and suddenly be like a mom in the 1940s, and he has to like figure out a situation that he needs to fix. I can't remember if it's fix it because it's getting messed up by something else or if it's fix it to like fix the future timeline or whatever. I don't know. But he'll get ported into different people's bodies. He'll suddenly be, you know, a general in a war. He'll be a stay-at-home housewife. He'll be a kid. You know, like he just goes all over the place. And that's the show. And he's got like his bestie. He's got his bestie who like also shows up sometime, but I can't remember if he shows up for real or if he's like a hologram. I don't, man, I'm realizing there's a lot of details here that I don't remember, but they're like from the future, basically. He is a hologram. That's what I thought. He's not actually there. He's an AI. He's not real? No way. Okay, it is what I thought it was. So he goes into bodies in the past and he corrects something so that the future will be different. He is real. He's just a hologram. Ziggy's an AI. All this wiki and no one to use it. Damn. Ziggy is an AI, but the hologram is a real person. Hold on. Quantum Leap. I haven't watched the new Quantum Leap, by the way. Is it good? They rebooted it in 2022, and I don't know if it's good. There's a hologram of his friend Al Calavici, who is who I'm thinking of. Okay, so that is his friend, but Ziggy is a different thing. Ziggy is the system that has sent him there, correct? Yeah. We follow physicist Dr. Sam Beckett, played by Scott Bakula, of course. Oh my god, this is so good. Wait, I did not remember any of this. He theorizes that time travel within one's own lifetime is possible and obtains government support to build his project, the Quantum Leap. Years later, having already spent $43 billion, the government threatens to halt funding. No progress has been made. Sam decides to test the project accelerator by himself to save it before anyone can stop him, but he's thrown back in time and on regaining consciousness finds that while he physically exists in the past, he appears to everyone else as a person into whom he has leapt. and further has partial amnesia related to his own identity. A hologram of his friend Admiral Al Calvici appears visible and audible only to Sam, helps explain to Sam that he must correct something that went wrong in the past, aided with the resources of the project supercomputer Ziggy, the self-aware artificial intelligence parallel hybrid computer. Despite successfully correcting the past, Sam continues to leap, seemingly guided by an unknown force to another place and time in his own lifetime, putting right what once went wrong and hoping each time that his next leap will be the leap home. So there we go. That's Quantum Leap. I think it's good. It's not necessarily a reboot. It's set years after the original series. Interesting. Oh. Yeah, well, in my house, the Sci-Fi Channel is basically always on. Wait, did I see Summer in here? Summer. Yeah! I did see Summer. Hi, bud. If you haven't run away. Yeah. Oh, new email? Nope, it's not the one that I want. It's not the key. It's not the key mail, so to speak. I have seen Farscape. Yeah, I did not watch Farscape. I've seen a lot of random Farscape episodes. And one of my best friends in college did a full Farscape watch, like watched every single episode of Farscape for the first time. So I sort of experienced it through her experience rewatching it, or just watching it, not rewatching it. But I've never like sat and like watched Farscape, you know, which is the same situation with Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine, I never like watched chronologically. I watched a lot of random episodes. Original Star Trek, Next Generation. Oh my gosh. I keep trying to say Star Trek Janeway. Star Trek Janeway, I watched a lot of. I watched most of that in order. Voyager, thank you. Oh my god. But like Deep Space Nine, I watched really random episodes, and I was actually really shocked when somebody was like, yeah, you know, Deep Space Nine, the one where X, Y, and Z is happening. And I was like, is that what's happening in that show? I had no idea. I went back and watched most of DS9 in order, like 10-ish years ago. And bro, it gets weird near the end, like really weird. I should watch it. I should watch it at some point. There's a lot of Star Trek content that I have not absorbed that I would like to. They've put out a lot of Star Trek stuff in the last few years, it feels like, that I just haven't hopped into, you know? Yeah, I've heard Lower Decks is pretty funny. I've heard Strange New Worlds is good. Oh my god, what is the one that I'm thinking of? You know, my parents really enjoy Picard. I watched the first few episodes of Picard, the first season when it came out, and it was like, okay. it's fine. People like to really rag on it, dude, like big time. And but there are people out there like my parents who are like, it's fun. So Discovery, I really love. I know Discovery is a little contentious for people. I really love Discovery. I've had a blast watching Discovery. Resigne, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Everybody who's gifted a sub just then, be sure to take the time to say thank you if you were gifted a sub. I appreciate it. This season 3 of Picard is brilliant so far. I'm glad to hear it. I'm sure my parents are having a blast with it. I had a big crush on Janeway in 7 of 9. Who didn't have a crush on 7 of 9, dude? I don't know a single person. I don't know a single person that absorbed media with 7 of 9 in it that wasn't like, yep. Seven of Nine is a character in Star Trek who was part of the Borg and was rehabilitated on the ship and became a member of the crew. And she's great. She's a great character. She's super cool. I love her. And chat now has a few people who are like, I've never been attracted to 7 of 9, which is totally fair. A lot of people wanted to kiss 7 of 9, okay? She's a reformed space zombie. Exactly. My mom could never remember her name and kept calling her 7-Up. That's amazing. What? I did not mean to pin that, but that's fine. I think it's so weird that you could just pin someone else's message. For the VOD viewers of later years, I accidentally pinned a message from Swift Index that says, "Who doesn't still have a crush on 7 of 9?" So that's what's pinned at the top of my stream now. Well, leave it. I'm going to. It's the truth, so. Yeah, we're watching it right now. After we went through the whole exciting situation with Disney Plus, telling it that no, in fact, we're not 14 years old and we would like to see adult content on here. We are now, I think, halfway through the most recent season of What We Do in the Shadows, and then I'm gonna make Sam watch The Bear with me, or maybe I'll watch it by myself. I don't know. He doesn't seem super interested in that. Yes, my love. What's up? You're bored?
Anyway, your phone died and now Dad's not letting me do anything else.
Oh, I see. That is a bit frustrating, huh?
I wanted to make a ring out of pipe cleaner.
Oh, that would be fun.
But Daddy's waiting a long time.
I see. Are you wanting me to go in there and be like, Daddy, you gotta get up so that Clark can do pipe cleaner stuff?
Yes.
We're waiting because hopefully we're going to be able to pick up our keys today. And then maybe the three of us can go to the farm.
Yay!
That would be neat,
And
wouldn't
we
it?
can see in the farm, and I can choose which bedroom I want.
Yeah, we can look at all the bedrooms.
Yay! How about the big bedroom can be yours, and can be Daddy's, and the little
Uh-huh. This is getting progressively worse for me,
one
yeah?
of the little beds can be yours.
No! I can't believe this. What do you want your bedroom to look like? What do you want to put on the walls?
I want it to be all pink.
All pink, huh?
I want my bedroom to be all pink.
No rainbows anymore? Yep.
Mommy?
Yes. What's up? What are you waggling your finger at? No, no, no. No, 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 cherry blossoms. No, no, no. What's up?
I'm trying to get this to copy me.
Oh, I see. It's not like Kelly's when Kelly came to visit. It's not like the one that opens its mouth when you open your mouth. You have to make sound into the microphone. Mm-hmm. Ep, ep, ep. Ep, ep, ep. Ep, ep.
Mommy,
Bubby.
can you find a picture and Matt,
Yes.
that copies your mouth when you move your mouth without speaking into the microphone?
No, I don't have that same program that Kelly had. Because remember, we were using Kelly's iPad to do that. We don't have the same stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba.
Maybe one day we could, but we don't have anything like that right now.
I don't know why.
What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing?
Mommy,
Bubby.
let me guess.
Okay.
That's what's in that shirt.
Yes, that's true.
On top of your head.
On top of my head. Who's that in the moon?
Nobody.
There's nobody in the moon? Are you sure?
You?
It is me.
You're under the moon.
No, do you see the face? Do you see there's my mouth right here? And there's my eye? Do you see my face on the moon?
No.
You don't!
Actually, I do it right. There's your mouth.
Yeah, here. Hold on. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that.
I want you to do it.
I was going to... Okay, hold on. Here, we go into the background, all right? And then we... Yeah, Peppa and George. Right? Oh, they're right there! We found Peppa and George! There they are!
Where?
Right here. See?
God.
We found them. There they are. Okay, they're standing on the branch now. Just for you, Clarky Boo.
I wonder why a face is on the moon.
'Cause I put it there. So
Let me choose which one I want you to be.
choose which one of these you want me to be. Okay, go for it. Which one?
Go up a little bit.
Yep, those are all the ones we've got.
I would like you to be.
Do you want me to be Sonic?
Do the first one,
The first one? This one?
and then the second one. Yeah. Oh my God!
This one's sad. This one's sleepy. This one's Sonic. This one's angry but wearing black. This one's happy and wearing black. This one's a cat boy. And this is my pink one. So who am I, Clarky? What am I changing to? Yeah. What's that? What's the plan, little homie?
I really want to make a pipe cleaner, but Daddy's sleeping a lot, so he's not letting me.
I see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna probably finish up in about 15 minutes here, since we're waiting on the key call. So, do you think you can occupy yourself, play in your room or something for a few minutes until I'm done?
Yep.
Okay. And then we'll kick Daddy.
Actually, I want to stay with
No, let me finish.
No!
Hey, it's just a few more minutes. I'm glad you think I'm so cool, though.
No, you're beautiful.
You think I'm beautiful? That's so sweet.
Hey, that was 2 times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was extra tight.
Okay, I'm sorry. A gentle hug. Ready? Mwah. Hold on. What? My gentle hugs and kisses get me a raspberry? I don't like it.
I love you.
I love you too.
Mommy, what's that picture say?
It's a picture of all of the it's a picture of all of the Lord of the Rings characters. It's a series of books. It's a picture of all the Lord of the Rings characters and whether or not they love each other. Interest lost immediately. I can't believe I got a third cat. That's so wild. Okay, listen. Listen. Kitty, can you go to your room and play with your LOLs and things?
Meow.
And when I'm done, I'll come hang out with you.
Meow.
Please.
Meow.
Otherwise, I gotta pick you up and dump you on Daddy. So, which option is it?
Dump me on Daddy.
Okay, be right back, chat. I'm gonna dump this cat on Daddy. What's up? Hello, I'm back. This is what she was looking at. It has a lot of the major Lord of the Rings characters, and then whether or not they're in love. So, you know. But does my kid give a shit about Lord of the Rings? No, she does not. Spoilers, they're all in love. That is what the grid says. And, you know, there are many forms of love. Yeah, it's an old Ginger Haze picture. Ooh. My favorite line is from Frodo to Boromir, and it just says, "You creep me out." That's the best line on there. Gimli and Legolas, my beloved. Yeah. Their line has an arrow toward one and toward the other, and it just says domestic partnership in between. I have read her the beginning of The Hobbit. However, she is not invested in it, you know, which is fair. She's 4, so. My favorite Legolas and Gimli thing that I've seen recently is, you know, that baked bean audio. Any of you are on TikTok, if you know the audio that's like, "You look like a baked bean." A baked bean. That audio. Somebody used that audio of Legolas and Gimli. It's so fucking funny. My hubby and I are getting into Tolkien. We're reading The Hobbit together. That's so cute. I love that. I know. Yeah, she's a full-ass kid. She's a whole child. Sick sweater. Thank you. I also like it. I haven't worn it in a while, it feels like. Yeah, I liked The Hobbit. I still have had a lot of trouble reading the Lord of the Rings books, you know. Yeah. There's a lot of like extra description about things that makes it sort of weedy for me. It's hard for me to like progress in the book, if that makes sense. A baked bean. TikTok. Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna double check that this is the right audio before I play it. Okay, I'm muting desktop audio. Hold on. It keeps going. Okay, yeah, this is it. So this is the audio. So people have been using this audio and then like drawing either their OCs or like
characters from different media that this applies to.
Oh my god, you're so tall. You look like a giraffe.
That's why you dead built like a baked bean. A baked bean.
It's so stupid. Baked bean. The Verhyla buddy so bad. Yeah. Oh my god, Summer. I need to send it to you. I saw a TikTok this morning and I was like, if I had the patience, I want to redraw this with Deadbeats characters so bad. Hold on. No, it's fine. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Yeah, there's lots of really funny audio that people will use for like their D&D groups or their OCs, and I'm always like, God, I wish I could draw faster. Because the second I get started on this, I'm gonna be like, this is so much work trying to draw these characters. Did you talk of yesterday game? Yesterday game. Like Godforged? I don't want to spoil anybody, and it's literally the final fight, so I haven't talked in detail about yesterday's game now. All that I've done is mention that Bree spilt her coffee and my cat sliced my lip open. That was your cat? Oh, yeah. This is my cat, yeah. My big boy. My baked bean. Yeah, it's fine, but I keep biting at it. So I was like, chat, if you see me biting my lip, please yell at me. Because it's going to just pop open and start bleeding again. I'll be really annoyed. It was funny watching an intense battle while you casually trimmed Watson's claws. Yeah, I feel like because I can't clip Sherlock, so he'll freak out and he's too big. But I was like, I can clip Watson's though, and that'll make me feel a little better. So I'm gonna go do that. One of my cats allows it, the other does not. Yeah, Watson will literally just like chill on my lap while I clip her nails, and it's no big. Sherlock, I have to like surprise. I have to have a towel and gently wrap him up in the towel and then be like, surprise, bitch! We're clipping your nails! Give me a paw! And then he's so mad. The cats were normally fine with moves. I think especially ever since the cross-country move. Doing a move is like no big. I still try to do the thing where it's like, okay, we choose a room, we put all the cat stuff in that room, and that's like their room for the first day or so, but they almost always immediately are like trying to explore the house. They're fine, so.
I have to move my pair of rabbits to Hawaii. I'm terrified no airline is going to allow them. Oh, they definitely will. Yeah, you can definitely do that. I mean, I guess maybe I shouldn't say that, but like, if they allow you to ship dogs and cats, I can't imagine why they would be like, but bunnies? Absolutely not, you know? But yeah, my cats went on a plane, no problem. But I did use a service that like specializes in cross country moves for animals. So, if you're hoping to find answers that way, you could potentially find a company like that that can at least answer your questions. Yeah, they're doing good as well. I just brought both of them to the vet. Watson's on a steroid to help with a skin condition she has, like an allergy. But Sherlock, they were like, this boy healthy. This boy very healthy. His heart sounds good. His blood pressure's great. He doesn't have any masses that we're worried about. He's not holding fat anywhere that's dangerous. He's good. And I was like, nice, because, you know, he's my older cat, so I'm glad. He is 14-ish. 13, 14. Yeah, he's just chunky. That doesn't mean unhealthy. He's just a big cat, dude. No, they didn't tranquilize them or anything like that. They didn't give them anything to like, because when they're on the plane, you know, you want to make sure that everything that goes on a plane that goes up that high in the air is able to breathe properly, right? No, so they weren't given anything. They just had food and water and a comfy place to lay down, and they were good. Hi, we were just talking about you. What you doing? Hi. You want to come up? You can if you want. I'm here to poop. He's not. He's looking at me. Come on. You can come up if you want. Come on. Ow, what are you doing, dude? These claws. What is going on with you? No claws, please. Come on then. Come on. Just not on my leg. Why are you doing it like this? We're like so like weird around each other now. Do you want me to pick you up? Come here. My boy. Hear his purrs. He big. Yeah, he's a unit. He's a big boy. Uh-oh, are you stuck? It's okay. Shoop. There we go. He's like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that configuration. That's fine. Pick up Clarky. Already did it. So... Come on then. Hi. There he is. What the fuck, Sherlock?
You're such a menace the last couple of days. What's going on with you? He's like, have you not heard? I'm in perfect peak health. I'm living my life, Mom. Hi. My boy. Look at his tail. Hi. I have two cats. Sherlock and Watson. Alrighty. Shall we say bye-bye? Shall we wrap up? Okay. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Sorry that we did like little stream break and then more stream. I'm glad that I got to stream some more though. Tonight is Hellions. If any of you guys would like to watch our time loop D&D show that happens on Going Crit RPG around 9 p.m. Next time that I stream will be tomorrow. So yeah, let me read off our activity feed really fast. What all did I read off last time? Here we go. Okay. I'm Spellbound. Thank you for the 28 months. Maze Windu for the 14. Oblivious to Me for the 54. One Cool Cat for subscribing. Again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Duanico for the 28. Cyberduck for the 2. Kuba the Bear for the 76. Ascended Narwhal for the 22. Parade of Laughter for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much for the support. Oh Hey Beautiful for the 6. High Res Moose for the 40. Silverena for the 19. Espresso Junkie, thank you again for subscribing. And Resigne for all of the gifted subs. Thank you so, so much. Eric the 7th, thank you for the 57. Dr. Jazzfist for the 65. Mighty Deacon for the gifted sub. Jolie Chloe for the 13. Stay Ashy for the 74. And Queen Casual for the 10. Thank you guys very, very much. Did we have... Da, da, da. He's slapping the shit out of me with this tail, dude. Southern Vices said, I'm taking my old lady, a 13-year-old healer mix for her senior checkup today. I'm hoping for a good bill of health. She's blind and arthritic. They've been watching her kidney function. Hopefully it goes well. Oh, Blue Healer. No one took Raid Leader, so I will send you guys to someone. Let's see. Who's streaming right now? Ba 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 da 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 da. Star Pirate, a rare Star Pirate stream. I'll send you the Star Pirate. Just double checking. I'm spelling it right? Yeah. Okay. Go say hi. Spread love, spread joy. Star Pirate is lovely and does art streams and things. I'll be back tomorrow. Or if you watch Hellions, I'll be there on Hellions. But otherwise, take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go be mama and hopefully pick up some keys. So you'll find that. What are you doing? You'll find that out tomorrow. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Bye bye.